Hello and welcome to my midterm project. I'm Ted Lessman and today I will be optimizing a PC for a gaming content creator. Alright, let's start. Alright, so what will this PC be used for? Of course, video editing, possibly audio editing as well, if you want to get into that, and then might as well throw Photoshop in with that. If you're a content creator, this is all digital media that you can use for content creation. And then, of course, you can't forget the games. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cyberpunk are notorious for being high storage games that require a lot of memory space to run. I believe both of these are clocked in at 16 gigabytes of recommended memory space to play these. So yeah. Apps that are used, I primarily like to use Adobe. So you got Adobe Photoshop, Audition, and Premiere Pro. And Premiere Pro is recommended that you have 32 gigabytes of RAM or memory space, the same thing. And then finally, let's get into the specs of the PC. We're going to start out with the memory space, which is RAM. And of course, since we have Premiere Pro clocking at the most, we're going to want to maximize the PC. So we're going to get the recommended memory space at 32 gigabytes of RAM. We'll move on to the CPU. It's recommended that you have 8 or more processing cores. Intel is like one of the more popular ones, but there's other ones as well. We'll get into that when we start building the PC. For a graphics card or your GPU, you're going to want to have a 4K resolution. That's like what's recommended. Even though that most YouTube videos only play at like 1080p, well, you're going to want 4K just to play games, get that the best resolution possible. Lastly, we'll move on to storage space. Of course, you got your solid state your solid state drive and your hard disk drive. It's recommended that you have 1 to 2 terabytes of storage space on your solid state drive. And that is this one down here. With the solid state drive, that's where you're gonna put most of your like stuff that you're working on, your games that you're playing currently. You wanna have it on your solid state drive because it just loads faster. Not sure why, but that's just how it is. With the hard disk drive, you're gonna wanna store your old stuff, old projects that you just want to save. These are typically cost less per the amount of storage it has. So like a 1 to 2 terabyte solid state disk drive will cost about the same as like maybe a 6 terabyte hard disk drive, which maybe tells you, or it's easy to infer from that the solid state drive like has more power and you can just load things better. Alright, let's get to building this PC then. We're going to be using Digital Storm, one of the best PC building companies out there to build a custom PC. Alright, it's going to bring you to this web page here, and we're going to go to Workstations. Oh, that's AI guys support, but we're just going to build it ourselves. Okay, so you see there's several options to choose from, but we're going to go with the Studio one. As you can see, it's for video editing, VFX, graphics. It's obviously what you want to go for. Go to the models. You can scroll down here. You see it gives you 3 base models to choose from. These ones are obviously, like, you don't need a PC with 64 processing cores in it. That's just way overkill for what you're doing. So we're going to go over to here because we're going to be building this PC as if you're a starting content creator. You're getting all starting gear. You don't want to max out everything, you know. We're going to get the bare minimum here while also being optimal. So we're going to go over to this PC right here. Start with it. You can get up to 24 processing cores, 128 gigabytes of RAM, 24 terabytes of solid disk or solid state drive space. That's what this is. It's just a term for that. And then you have up to 80 terabytes of hard disk drive storage. So let's view this. Alright, here we can either get an Intel core, or of course there's the Ryzen core that goes along with it. Ryzen is another leading tech company that supplies parts for PCs. And if you take a look at all these specs here, they're pretty much the same. There's really no difference here, but the starting one here is about $100 less, so we're gonna go with that. Alright, now we have our base PC. We're gonna move on to the core components, and you can see the processor. You can look at the specs here, 16 cores. If you think back to the slideshow, you remember that the optimal amount of cores is 8 cores. So we're going to go in here and we're going to choose, you have a choice between these. These are the generations of cores that came out. We're just going to go with this one right here, 8 cores and Gen 5. It seems like it's a little better than this one right here. You don't want to go cheap on this, on the core, so go with that. The motherboard, you don't really have to mess with that, but I mean, you can just choose like a cheaper one if you want. It really doesn't matter as long as it supports your memory and graphics card. Okay, so this is the RAM right here. This is the chip that processes that. So we can go in here, and as you can see, we have 64 gigabytes of RAM. As you recall, we only need 32. So we'll go in here, and we'll look at the 32 gigabyte memory, RAM, whatever you want to call it. Seems like this one might be a little cheaper, 6,000 megahertz versus 5,200 megahertz. So I would just go with this one. It really isn't going to make a whole lot of a difference as long as you have the 32 gigabyte one. You'll be good. Okay, we'll move on to the graphics card. Again, from the slideshow, you want 4K resolution, and you can click on the graphics card here, scroll down, and see, let's see here, max digital resolution, set at, this is pretty much like 8K resolution. Like, who even needs that? So we're going to change that so we can save some money, right? Go in here, click more information. This one is cheaper, but I don't see the specs on it, so I'm going to skip over it. We're going to go to this one. Go down to the resolution. Where is that? Right here, max digital resolution. 5,000 by almost 3,000. That's pretty much 5K right there. So that's even better than what is recommended, and it's about $600 less than what comes with the PC. So we're gonna switch to that. And look at that, we've already saved about $500. Oh, even more than that, holy moly. Alright, power supply, you really don't want to mess with that. Alright, here's the solid state drive. As you can see, we got 2 terabytes here, so we're looking good on that. More storage options. Of course, I said it's always good to have a hard disk drive. So we're just going to go with the 6 terabyte option here. RAID cards and RAID options. Really, you don't want that because it just helps with performance if you have multiple drives, if you really have like that much storage. Here, I'll click this right here. As you can see, you need at least 2 identical hard disk drives. So I need to put another one of these here to even consider getting this, which would just make it run smoother if I had more storage. But 6 terabytes is really all I need as a beginning content creator. Just skip over that. Optical drive, that's just your DVD, CD. I really don't think you need that. Sound system, the base ones, it'll do you just fine. And then just some more little gadgets you can throw on. A little mini monitor that you can put in your PC. But I mean, if you're gonna be gaming, you're gonna want to get a monitor. So I wouldn't worry about that. And yeah, that is the optimized PC for beginning gaming content creator. There it is, and you can see here. I'll go back here and I'll compare the prices from, say, the one that they were going to give you and the one that I optimized. So let's just see how much money we saved by optimizing it. There we go, there's that. Look at that. Look at that. We saved almost $800 by just going through and optimizing this to the set parameters that we did on the last slide right here. So yeah, that's the PC build for my midterm project. Thank you.